Hi.
Good morning. It is the day after the Painted Desert. How are you feeling, Lynn?
Wonderful.
Good. We figured out that our hotel right now is in a good location for us to do some small trips today. Winslow, Arizona, places like that. And then tomorrow we can head up to the Grand Canyon and stay in Williams. Then the final day get to go to Oakland so Lynn can feed the burros. So it's going to work out. But after yesterday, a little bit lower energy today I think would be wise. So Lynn's finally got to see that corner in Winslow, Arizona that she always sings to me about.
Thank you.
So, and it is a very real place, you will see. And there is a meteor crater just past it that is, it's like the Painted Desert. You can't do it justice unless you're there on the little observation deck, looking over the side, saying, oh my God, just thinking a meteor hit the earth and caused this millions of years ago. So kind of same way that the Gulf of Mexico and the Chesapeake Bay were produced. So we will include you with videos from that, and hopefully this one today will be a little shorter than yesterday's. So, anything else to add?
Nope. I'm all ready to go.
Okay, let's kick this in gear then.
Okay.
So we are coming down the road here.
We're headed to a sign that says, here it is.
The Jackrabbit.
The Jackrabbit.
Right, the Jackrabbit is a 66 institution. It is a trading post. Great place to buy petrified wood if you became enthralled with it at the petrified forest.
I kind of did in a way.
Yep. So let's go look around this famous place. So the Jackrabbit Trading Post is one of those places on 66 that has somehow managed to hang on through the years. It's kind of out of the way. It takes a little bit of doing to get here, but it is still here and still worth the trip. And it is just amazing. So of course, what would the Jackrabbit be without an actual jackrabbit? And you can get up on this Jackrabbit here and get posed for pictures. But Lynn just prefers to make friends with the rabbit. She rides horses, not rabbits. And one of the more interesting things is the Jackrabbit riding the motorcycle sign. Oh, and little architectural detail I almost failed to mention. The whole front of this place is lined with little metal jackrabbits. And remember what I said, this is a place where you can buy your souvenir petrified wood, because you are not allowed to take it from the Petrified Forest Park. And they have quite a variety for you to choose from. And the Jackrabbit Trading Post just has tons and tons and tons of things. And it's really one of those places where, you know, you got to walk around and look and see what catches your eye. And then when you turn around to reach the end of the row and you turn around, you'll see something that you somehow missed before. And explore the back room and all the stuff. You truly do need to come on out here, but I ain't gonna show it all to you, because then you might think you actually know what's here. And I've been here a couple of times and I have no idea what's here half the time. Leaving the Jackrabbit, and we're gonna head on up to Winslow, Arizona. Now, one of the reasons you'll hear me say a lot is that you stop and you talk to people you meet along the way on 66 and on these road trips, because you're going to find out cool stuff that you had no way of knowing. We were just told that there is a musical highway put in coming into Winslow, Arizona for the centennial, and and we were told how to find it, and so we're gonna go check that out now. And she says, oh, it's much better than the other one that people go to.
Probably because it's brand new.
Yeah, and this was put in for the centennial, and at the end of the centennial it will be removed. That's what we were told. I don't know the details, but we're gonna go see if we can find it.
Yes.
Because every once in a while I can follow instructions.
Yay!
We are entering the town of Winslow, Arizona, made famous by the Eagles. Okay, and we're approaching
You had to be going 35. We're trying it for the third time. 35.
Okay, we are now. Hello, we are now in the town of Winslow, Arizona, made famous by the Eagles. And yes, the town is very much embraced their legacy from that song and go all out for it. So let's head up to that famous street corner. And for those of you who thought I was just telling stories, this is the actual famous street corner, and we have arrived. Lynn enjoying snuggling up next to Jackson Brown's statue. And the corner so appropriately decked out to let you know this is the spot. And on the second floor of the building, of course, the Eagles. And the girl in the Ford. Now,
over there.
quite interestingly enough, right over here is a flatbed Ford that is permanently parked here on the corner, right down from the statue of Jackson Brown is the statue of Glenn Fry. This corner in Winslow is the official designation of a Route 66 roadside attraction. Okay, bear with me on this shot. We are in the middle of nowhere in Arizona, just outside of the town of Winslow, where that famous standing on a corner thing happened. And I'm gonna pan around. So flat plains, and then it comes up on a hill. Then it comes up more. And this is the Meteor Crater Museum. Out here in the middle of the Arizona desert. I forget how long ago, we can find out inside. A big old meteor hit, and it left a crater that, wait till you see it, it is impressive, with a capital I. There is a ton of things up here at the Meteor Crater Visitor Center. And thank God they have a map of it. But this is an Apollo test capsule. And Aileen, could you stand next to this guy? And the spaceman here is relevant because there is another one exactly like him on the floor of the crater in the middle of it. And guess what? You are not going to be able to see from the rim without binoculars. And some information about the Apollo test capsule. And they used to bring the astronauts out here in the 60s to train out here because it was thought that the territory out here is going to be pretty close to what the moon would be like. Okay, so at the museum here, they've got a little 4D ride like they had at Busch Gardens, and where you've got the seats that rock and shake, and meanwhile they have a big screen, wraparound screen up front, and it's fun. And actually you pick up some interesting stuff about the meteor crater on this thing too. So if a couple of minutes that you want to do it, it's just fun. Forget that you're no longer 10 years old. I'm 66. I loved it.
Presenting his ideas about the crater, mineralogy and geology were that subject, they did not believe him. Shoemaker did graduate. He also had way better technology when it came down to presenting his ideas, so he was able to prove that it was a meteor crater, making this the new normal time and the norm anywhere in the world. Nowadays we use his techniques to be able to confirm that they are meteor craters, not volcanic.
Shooting down the side of the crater here, so you can see the different types of rocks and components. These were formed when the meteor hit with high temperature. Hello, this is a chunk of the meteor that caused that big crater we just saw. They think the original meteor was about 150 feet in diameter. This is just a little chunk of it. It's about 1,600 pounds. This is metal. This is mostly iron, so it is heavy. This was found in a boggy area several miles away, and they thought they just found a little chunk of meteor, and it turned out this is what they found. So they had to haul it out of there, and then back in the day, they had to put it on a wagon and have the donkeys bring it out. So I think the real hero of the story is not the scientists, but the donkeys. This is the 360-degree view of this meteor fragment, which I almost forgot to get. But you can see the bright, shiny silver parts. That is definitely metallic. And if you could put your hands on this thing or tap it, it is solid metal.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've certainly heard a few things because it was discovered right here in Flagstaff, and on Flagstaff people are very proud that it was discovered. Yeah. Well,
in the visitor center, they also have tons of very interesting, informative, and interactive displays. So you can learn a lot more about the meteorite, the crater, and just science, some science in general. So one of the displays in here is talking about what happened when the meteor actually hit, and they have some animation that's very well done. Okay.
Moving at 11 miles per second, a meteor raced through the solar system towards Earth. Immense shockwaves were created as it approached from the east. Hurricane-force winds threw 175 million tons of material in all directions. The shock of impact melted most of the meteor and spread it with the large plume of debris. It took just 10 seconds and Meteor Crater was formed.
They have a series of observation platforms by the visitor center, including free binoculars so you can look down and see it. And they are a lot more powerful than the zoom lens on my camera. But again, you can see stuff keeps running down the sides. And remember, when you come out to see the meteor crater, you're at about 5,500 feet up. You're probably not having a heart attack. You're just not used to working at this altitude. Now, the meteor crater, I'm going to say the same thing that I said about the Painted Desert. This thing is huge. And every time you move to a different perspective, to a different point of view to look down or look at the walls, you can see something else that you couldn't have seen before. So there's a lower observation area there. There's one here, and you can hear the wind blowing. And there is a very high observation platform up there for a more panoramic view. We're told on the tour that there was a plane crash inside the meteor crater. Somebody had flown in to get pictures, and because of the way this thing is, the temperatures, kind of a big reflector, and this is Arizona, so the air was way hotter, it was less dense. The plane hit that less dense air, they couldn't recover and crashed. And it was the local ranchers that responded. Both people in the plane lived, but they hauled the plane, most of the plane out of there because people were flying over the crater and reporting to the FAA that there was a crash. So, and this is like years after it happened. So they finally did get the plane wreckage out, but there's still a wing down there somewhere. My eyes aren't that good to spot it, but maybe yours will be. The tour guide could point it right out for you, tell you exactly where to look, but again, I think I need new glasses. God, and sitting over here, I just noticed, as I'm catching my breath from walking up from that, like I said, if you get short of breath coming up, probably ain't a heart attack. It's probably that you're not used to walking up a whole bunch of stairs at 5,500 feet. Fortunately, my shortness of breath passed, so I will not be spending the rest of the day in the ER. But I can sitting here now, I can see the striations along that far side of the crater wall that I couldn't see earlier. So as we were exiting the meteor crater visitor center, Lynn spotted this. It's a big display right as you're exiting. This is what a scientist looks like, and it's kind of set back behind some velvet ropes. And I wish they put it more prominently, because I bet you a lot of people miss this. Everybody in this picture is a woman.
We are currently in the town of Snowflake, Arizona. We both thought it was very ironic.
Snowflake.
The official thing of Snowflake.
Welcome to Snowflake.
Yep. There is
Here we go.
Snowflake, the official sign.
Yeah.
Button, USA. This is Belly Button.
Hello.
Hi. Today we went to the meteor crater, which was magnificent. It was the biggest thing. It was so deep that the people who were doing research at the bottom were the size of Lone Star ticks from us at the top ridge.
Yeah, it's about 50,000 years old, and huge meteor slammed into the earth, and that whole crater, you know, if you go out there and you go to the place, they estimate it was all formed within 10 seconds. You know, super hot meteor, and so it is just an incredible sight. It's like over a mile wide, 700 feet deep, and just really fascinating to look at. And it's the best preserved meteor crater in the world.
The Barringer crater is very interesting. Just be very careful. We are used to being at sea level, but the crater rim is 5,300 feet. So while we were walking out to the rim, we started hyperventilating because it was difficult to walk that far in that height for us.
Now the crater, I mean, this part of Arizona is like, you know, 5,300 feet high. And so the crater is just up at that height. So it's not you're walking up 5,000 feet, but just walking up the slope of the crater side got you short of breath.
Yeah.
And the other really fun thing we did today is Lynn finally got to go to that corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah. And apparently there are other people who are huge Eagles fans. So we went there and we saw a bunch of other people taking pictures with the statue on the Winslow corner.
Mm-hmm. And there's a special treat down for the anniversary of Route 66. They put a musical highway strip on the road going into Winslow.
Again.
So if you keep your car at 35 miles an hour,
35 exactly,
and you position your right tires to go over this strip, you can get it here to play Taking It Easy.
Yes, it took us 3 times to hear it right.
Well, first time we turned the corner and it's like, where is it? And then
Where is it? And
then we see this stuff laying down on the street, and I'm doing about 22 at that point because I'm going slow looking for it, and then we had to bang a Yui and try again. So but she got that and got to see the corner, and they've got the flatbed Ford truck parked right there at the square. So Winslow, Arizona is a definite treat. And before that, we had to requirement stop at the Jackrabbit Trading Post.
yes.
It's survived all these decades on Route 66, and where you see where this place is, people actually have to drive out there to make a trip. So hats off to them. They're doing a fantastic job.
And I spent more money, but
What the hell? It's vacation.
what the heck?
So we're going to be packing it in. We're going to Grand Canyon tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day after that, out to Oatman. So y'all have a good day. We thank you for following us along with this trip. We hope you're having as much fun watching these as we are being out here and making them. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.